All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here with a super sad story regarding Slash and his stepdaughter, and doing it in real time for a few real people out there just like you and me. So, the cause of death for Slash's 25-year-old stepdaughter has been revealed. My buddy Tony sent me this story a couple of weeks ago, or whenever it originally happened. I'm not sure how long it's been. Typically, they go many weeks without revealing this information, and a lot of times they hope that people aren't really paying attention. The family wants privacy, and in this situation you can kind of see why. Of course, we're living in an age where you increase your chances of not being here by just going and doing what the government tells you to do when it comes to certain medical products that they want you to ingest. So, if you didn't hear about this story, Slash lost his stepdaughter. I'm talking about Slash from Guns N' Roses, in case you didn't catch that. Her name was Lucy Blue Knight. Pretty cool name. Her cause of death has been revealed by the medical examiner in LA County, and they say it was hydrogen sulfide toxicity. So, that's not good news because I think it was a self-inflicted problem here. Hydrogen sulfide is a gas that can irritate the respiratory system, and high levels of it can cause unconsciousness and death very quickly. According to the LA County medical examiner, it was determined that the cause of death for the 25-year-old was this, and it was a suicide. So that's just really sad news. And obviously, we're living in an age of hopelessness. And the first thing I thought of was we really need Jesus. We really need God in this world because we don't have a lot of hope without God. When I hear a story like this and people have this hope, hey, we'll see you on the other side. He says here, I find solace that you are at peace now. And I think, and I'm not trying to be cruel here because somebody just lost their stepdaughter, but I think people in general, not just Slash here, but people in general give these concepts lip service when it happens. Like, yes, they're in a better place now. They were miserable when they were here. She was only 25 years old, her whole life ahead of her. Um, we're finding that younger people are more desperate, more confused. And that goes on not just in the teen years, but goes into their 20s and 30s now. Whereas most people started to kind of find themselves, find their footing in the world, but there's so much chaos. And social media has made it worse. There are all kinds of studies on how social media just makes people miserable. If you spend too much time on it. And I get on people, even, people that I know, I say, you've been on that thing for like an hour and a half. And people think it was just 5 minutes. And I'm not saying social media caused her suicide, but obviously it's not helping in general. It's not making the world a better place. Um, we're not forging great relationships via social media. I mean, you can post something and type something that has a tone to it, and then people are angry at you. And obviously, it probably wasn't easy being the stepdaughter of a famous rock star. I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. Um, you factor that in, but this could have happened to anybody, not just a famous guitarist from Guns N' Roses. So, you know, Slash, his lifestyle choices, I don't know if that feeds into this. Was he available to this young lady? Who knows? I don't know if they spent a lot of time together. He seems deeply saddened by this, deeply saddened by this. And, when you say my heart is permanently fractured, I think that's pretty sad, right? And he'll never stop missing and remembering what a beacon of happiness, laughter, creativity, and beauty you have always been. And yet on the other side of the laughter and creativity and beauty, she decided it wasn't worth hanging around. So obviously, our thoughts and prayers go out to Slash and his family. It just a tragedy that's hard to talk about, really. And again, not to write a long-term paper here about what the world needs, but it's pretty simple. The world needs Jesus. The world needs hope, and Jesus is that only hope. He just is. I mean, you can talk about money, success, fame, notoriety, being popular on social media. Um, it doesn't compare. None of this stuff. This stuff doesn't. At the end of it all, at the end of your life, you're going to think, okay, what's next? And you really need that hope and that anchor that is Christ. So, I mean, it's not groundbreaking advice here at the end, or my take on this, as they say, your hot take is pretty cold, but it's the only take I have. When I read stories like this, I go, the world needs Jesus Christ, and full stop.